UConn Huskies go into Omaha and knock off the team that's really had their number. Greg McDermott has had Dan Hurley's number this, not just this season,
the whole run,
but throughout his run in the Big East. And there's a reason for that. I'm going to tell you guys about it in a second. But Liam McNeeley, 38 points, 12 for 22 from the floor, 5 for 10 from 3, 10 rebounds in 38 minutes. He was unbelievable. UConn was down by as many as 16 points in the first half and came back to win. Randolph, go ahead, take it away. Say all the nice things about my Huskies for me.
I don't have any. No, listen, I will say this. I thought they were done. It just seemed like Creighton had their number. And Liam McNeeley, my gosh, he played like the best freshman out of Montverde, even though we know that's a ridiculous statement to say. Defensively, man, they cracked it. I thought they were in trouble only because Reed.
For the people that don't get that joke, Liam McNeeley and Cooper Flagg were high school teammates. That's the joke for the people listening at home. Great joke, right, Randall?
Reed and Johnson got in foul trouble. Yeah.
RC didn't even acknowledge your dumb joke.
he just blew right past it. Good one, Rob.
At first, I was like, I'm not even dealing with that. We're not even doing that. We all got to acknowledge the Cooper Flagg is a real deal. But no, when Reed and Johnson got in foul trouble early, I thought this game could get out of reach. And for that type of performance, for McNeeley to play the way he played, he had to play that way or they weren't winning the game, right? He had to show up, big shots, make plays the way he did. Karaban didn't play poorly, but he didn't play great offensively. 38-10, man. I mean, on the road, that's big time. That's star material there, man. You got to give him his credit. When they weren't at their best in a place, they just hadn't had much success. That seems like they had their number, and they were down big early, man. Showed the heart of a champion, and just shows that if they can get healthy, this is only McNeely's second game back. If they can get healthy, then they got a chance. They got a chance.
That's what's amazing. You just said it. It's his second game back. He's a freshman who missed a good chunk of the season.
5 weeks.
5 weeks. He comes back and puts 38 and 10 and carries the two-time defending, and I know they're not the two-time defending national champs in terms of the team, but still, they have the target on their back. They have the pressure on them. This kid is unflappable. He's tough. He is a Dan Hurley type of dude. You can tell how much they missed him. And now, he gives them a chance. If they can get Karaban back and his head on straight now, they got a chance. They got a chance to beat just about anybody.
The thing
I
is,
think he did a great job, Rob. It's defensively they have to keep the bigs in for rim protection. They need to keep them on the floor. I think they're not as good on the perimeter defensively as they were in the last couple of years, and that's okay. And Jeff, they are the two-time defending champion. And even though this team may not be as talented as those teams were, they are mentally. You got to give them enough respect because mentally they're carrying the pressure and the expectations of all the repeat top 5 preseason team. So they're deserving to be in that conversation. And getting McNeeley back shows you when they're whole, they still carry that confidence and the swagger like, yo, this is ours until we get the throne.
Yeah,
Does it surprise you how dominant McNeeley can be and that he can carry this team? Did you ever see a situation where he was going to be this guy? Where Karaban was going to be struggling.
Well, I never saw a situation where Karaban was going to be struggling. Karaban's 1 for his last 22 from 3 and 2 for his last 20. Like
the last time he did that was when his finger was screwed up.
Yeah, he's so. But he is just so. He missed the front end of a free throw. Like this started before the missed free throw against Villanova. Like he's just
overthinking.
What happened was, and this is just my theory, but what happened was, is Liam McNeeley went out. And Alex Karaban is built to be a complementary piece. He's not built to be the go-to guy. So that when he got thrust into those go-to guy minutes and roles and possessions in a different role in the offense, it kind of messed with him. And now he's pressing. And now he's like, I just screwed up my NBA draft stock. I just screwed up my life. I just screwed up my career. I can't make a shot. And everything is just between the ears right now. And I think getting McNeeley back to be able to have somebody that can take that pressure off of them and set them up for easy shots is something that's going to be big. We saw this coming with McNeeley early on. After UConn got back from Maui, from that point until when McNeeley got injured, he was so clearly UConn's best player that it wasn't even a conversation. And I think this was a continuation of that. The matchup for Creighton favored them. I said before the game that if UConn was going to win, they needed McNeeley to have a big game, because what Creighton does is they play that deep drop. They go over every screen, like really overemphasize it, and then all they want is someone going to the middle to try to play those 2-on-1s, RC, and try to score over Kalkbrenner. And that's what McNeeley can do. He can come off those curls. He can come off those DHOs. He can get into those actions in the paint where it's like, all right, make a floater, throw a pass, spray it out to a shooter, and then he also knocked down some threes. So I didn't see him going for 38. I thought he was going to have a big night tonight.
But a big night you thought would be like 20, 22.
Yeah, if
Right.
he had like 18 and 6,
Right.
I would have been
That's
like,
what I'm
oh,
He
man,
didn't ever
McNeeley is back, baby.
he was always a
20
guy,
on top of that.
He was always a guy. Like, he never – and again, obviously, my bird, he had other guys, but he was not that guy that was thirsty, that was going for 30 or 40 in AAU ball. That wasn't his game.
You weren't recruiting him to be a bucket getter. You were recruiting him because he did everything.
Right.
And I don't know, Randolph, I don't know if you saw him do anything like this. I don't remember him having a
Guys, let's be honest.
Like
It's not that this isn't even during UConn's championship runs the last 2 years. They never relied on a guy giving them 38 to get a game done.
I wonder what
That's just the way they play.
Yeah. I wonder who went for – did anybody go for 38 in the last 2 years? I don't think so. Nobody did. Right?
I can't remember anybody having, going.
Yeah, there wasn't. I don't think Tristan I want to say had like 29 in the loss at Kansas.
I
but
wonder what
the whole
they had balance.
The whole reason they were so good is because you couldn't just pick someone out, and they ran their offense.
You couldn't pick on one guy, and like you said,
Yes.
Karaban struggled because he shot to the top of the scouting report, and now everybody's focusing on him when he was a guy on the scouting report. McNeeley comes back now, talent-wise, he shoots to the top of the scouting report. But what was so impressive about this game today, they got nothing from their bench production-wise scoring. I think they got 4 points from their bench. And they had to have
played 7 minutes.
He's
hurt. Obviously hurt badly. We saw that. DR played 7 minutes, is hurt, and they still won at Creighton, one of the toughest places to play in the entire country.
Yep.
This just looked like, hey, we needed to have you.
Yeah.
And McNeeley was like, get on my back, I got you. And he carried. And that's what it looked like.